Okay, I think we've started this and we're going to blast through to where we left off. Lead gen. Right. I love those lines. I mean, some of those dumb inspirational sayings, they're dumb, but some of them are so true. Success lies in the masterful consistency around a few fundamentals. Simple, not easy. That's real estate. It's simple. It really is. It's not easy. Um, Sales is a contact sport. If you're not out there making contacts, you aren't gonna. Doesn't matter. You're never gonna make any sales. Um, and you can make contacts online. You can make them over the phone. You can make them on the door. But if you aren't contacting people, you're not going to build any relationships, and you're not going to make sales. All right, words. Words matter in this business. Now, I don't know how daring I'm going to be, but there's a book here in the office, scripts. We don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. And there are scripts for every possible situation in here. Servicing sellers, preparing for successful showings, feedbacks from showings, it's all here. How to handle objections, all in here. How to do open houses, scripts are in here. How to get leads from vendors, all in here. Let me just give you an example here. Petitioning a past client, classic. Agent, hi, this is Adam Charlesworth with Keller Williams Realty. Do you have a minute? I need your help. I was hoping with all of your contacts you might know someone who will be ready to buy or sell some real estate. I'd like to send a few of my cards in case you hear of someone who may need my services later. If you think of someone, please keep me in mind. Okay. Would I ever say that? Probably not. But you take these things and you work them. And the easiest way to work them is to call your own phone and leave a message with the script on it. And then you listen to it. And then you go, oh God, that's so bad. Oh my God, oh God. What if I do this? Make it your own, practice it, and then keep working it. Petitioning past client scripts, number 2. Number 3, I will focus on Ford. Anyone know what Ford is? Family, occupation, recreation, dreams. So you ask those questions to your clients, to people on the phone, and that will open up more dialogue. The problem comes when you call people and then you don't mention real estate, because they know you. If you're calling someone, they know you, and they know you from whatever it is you're doing that's not real estate. So this is a huge book of scripts, and really, we practice them. We all practice scripts, all of us. And when I fail to practice scripts, I don't do as well as I should. I lost 3 listing presentations in a row recently. Part of that, for me, was I was focusing too much on the new method that I was trying out, and not enough on just doing what I do, getting it done. Aha! Thank you for bringing that up. The new method is the DOS. So the DOS is an interesting system here. Dangers, opportunities, and strengths. When you're contacting a client, or when you're sitting in a listing presentation, what do you think the sellers are worried about? Maybe.
Getting the house sold.
Probably. But you're not going to know for sure unless you ask. So if you ask, what are you worried about most about when it comes to putting your house on the market? Ask them. They'll tell you. They'll tell you, and you listen. Mm-hmm. In a listing presentation, you want to speak about 20% and you want to listen about 80%. So ask them. What are you worried about most? Well, we're worried because we need a certain amount of money. Uncle Phil down in the States, he needs an open heart surgery, and we need to sell, and if we don't get $450,000 real fast, he's going to die, or whatever. Okay, wow, that's pressure. But they're worried. They could be worried about that. They could be worried about, well, we had a listing agent. We interviewed another guy. We didn't like him. We didn't feel like he was really worth, trustworthy. We didn't get a good feeling from them. It's like, oh, okay, so trust. Worried about their agent. They will tell you, and you go, okay, okay, and you write all that down. Or if you're smart, or if you can't make notes, keep them in your head, but write it down. Go, yeah, keep asking that question. Okay, is there anything else? Is there anything, and you can ask, what are you looking for in an agent? They'll tell you. Then you move on to the opportunities. The biggest opportunities. So what are you looking forward to from the sale? What is this sale going to bring about for you? Well, this is our, we're going to move down to Florida finally, and we're going to buy that place, or we're going to get that motorhome, or we're going to move out to Barrie, and we're going to buy our cottage. And it's like, oh, okay. So that's why, because you want that. You want to know, because you have to check for motivation. Sometimes you meet a seller, they aren't motivated. If they're not motivated to sell, you really have to be careful about committing, because you could be wasting your time. So by checking their opportunities, what they're looking for is twofold. It's checking their motivation, and at the same time, it's giving you something to help them when things are tough. Because, the final part is the biggest strengths to be reinforced and maximized. So what do you think is the best thing about your house? What do you like most about it? What do you like most about living here? And they'll tell you. They'll tell you. And you just listen to them. Those questions will also help you identify the kind of person they are. And I'm not really, really good at that, but it is incredibly important to listen. You ask someone, tell me about your house. And if someone says, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-washroom, 2-story, I thought you noticed. Okay. Yeah, okay, I got that. You know what kind of person they are? They are a D in the DISC scale. They just the facts, please. Give me the plan, tell me the price, tell me what to do, let's go. Why isn't it sold already? Come on. That's a D, a person who's like, and then someone says, tell me about the house. And they're like, well, I got to tell you, when we bought this house, I wasn't really sure. And when I walked in, I saw these little beautiful gingham curtains, and I loved them. And they're not here right now, but I thought, oh, I'm just going to get them. And then when in the summer, and the breeze comes through in this sort of place, and I just love it. It's like, they'll go on. Guess what? You have to connect with them on a more emotional level. They love their house in an incredibly emotional way. And if you say, look, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-washroom, 2-story, we're going to sell it tomorrow, they're going to go, oh, God, who are you, crazy man? This is my home. Listen. How they answer the questions is also important. So the scripts are so generic that you need to be able to tailor them on the fly by the responses that you are getting when you ask the questions. Those are sort of key features, and the words really matter. They really matter. So, for instance, the last listing I did where I used this sheet and this method, this couple, she was clearly a D, but they were selling their home and they had no place to go. Well, we're probably going to bunk over at my sister's house or something for a while, What? You're retired? You don't have a place to go? You haven't bought anything? No, you have no plan? It's like I'm clearly wearing you're crazy face on my face, and I'm just like, did you guys did you talk to a financial planner by any chance? Are you sure that you're ready to sell? We're ready to sell. So I was like, I was backing up and trying to make sure that they were sure, that they knew what they were doing. Oh, it was a big mistake. I should have just plowed ahead. Okay. I like decisive people. Let's go. Let's sell your house. Instead, I'm going, you're what? You can't live with me. It's like, what are you going to do if I sell your house? You have no place to go. That's crazy talk. So yeah, I transmitted that on FM because I'm really not a poker player. When it comes to that, it's just like, oh my God.
So Adam, what's the usual system that you use then?
Okay, so the DOS. The DOS is you address, so at the end of so after that, and you figured out who they are, you wrap it up. You can either wrap it up with an email at the end afterwards, or you wrap it up at the end of the interview when you're talking to them. Now, at the start, I always like to begin every listing presentation with the whole idea of, look, if I address all your concerns and knock it out of the park today, is there any chance you'll sign with me? Just let me know. And they go, no, we're interviewing agents. They always say that. Because no one wants to commit at the start, but you stick that idea in their head. And by the time you come to the end of your presentation, You can say, was there any, did I miss anything? Did I address all your concerns? Did I answer your questions? Do I have a plan in place? Do you see how it's going to work? And they're like, yep, 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 okay, great. Well, if that's the case, I'm just going to ask you again, what's holding you back from, what are you hoping to meet in a super agent who's coming next that I'm not providing with you here? Moving to close, you have to read the situation to see whether or not it's a good idea. Because sometimes they'll tell you, no, actually, there's another, can you hurry up? The guy at 2 is coming. Great. Now, so like I said, words matter, and you have to practice your scripts. At the end of the DOS, I come back to them. Normally, I finish up with an email at the end of the day. And I say, thanks so much, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, for having me into your lovely home today. And then I, either depending on who they were, I cut to the chase, or I talk a bit more about how I can see how much they love the fact that they're in a cul-de-sac and their kids got to walk to school. Or it's like, no, 3-bedroom homes, they're selling right now in your neighborhood in 8 days for this much money, and I'm pretty sure my plan will get that for you. Bang. How they were is how I will be, speaking back to them. But at the same time, I bring back the DOS in my email. So I heard what you were concerned about most was not getting the price for the home that you need for Uncle Phil's heart operation, or to buy the cottage in Muskoka. I am 100% confident that we're going to sell. The average days on market right now is 16. The average price for a home in similar condition in your neighborhood is XYZ dollar. I'm confident with our marketing plan, we're going to be able to get that for you and sell this house. So then you would say, you've addressed their dangers. You've talked about the opportunities of why they're selling, and you focus in the end on, the fact that your home is a lovely place with gingham curtains, close to the schools and parks, or 6 square feet larger than the average home in the neighborhood. I'm sure those things are going to matter most to the people who are looking to buy this home. And we'll design our marketing plan, as I discussed, to focus on the most, the largest potential buyer, blah, 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 demographics, wrap it up, done. So you've addressed their dangers and opportunities and strengths. You focus all of those back, and you also convey the most important thing is that you were listening to them. Because words matter and listening matters. So I'm happy to send people a copy of the DOS. I'm going to bring up. I forgot to sign in. I suck. I'll have to do that now. Or maybe not. So scripts work, but they it's the start. Someone answers the phone or answers the door, or it's like cool. You're here at the start, right? That's where you are, way down there, and you're gonna work your way up until they say sure. So send me some information. Oh, that's a lead. Actually, my neighbor's thinking of selling. Oh my God, that's fantastic. So it starts at the bottom and you work your way up to the top, and you get there, especially at the start with scripts. And this is never going to actually. Oh yeah. There we go. Okay, I've got to log in.
Hi, I'm Jeff Glover, and I'm going to tell you the top 5 things that you need to know about using scripts. Step 1, you're going to need to get your scripts from a top agent in the office, your team leader, a match coach, or of course, Keller Williams University. Step 2, we're going to need to do a total transformation of, instead of talking and telling, of asking questions. Selling isn't telling, selling is asking a series of questions that leads to desired response. So instead of talking so much, we need to get in the habit of asking questions. And asking questions gives us control of the conversation. Control of the conversation gives us our ultimate outcome, which is an appointment set or closing. Step 3, we need to listen with good intention. Well, what I mean by that is we need to listen to their answers instead of just listening to them talk and asking them a question that comes to mind. For example, instead of asking a seller where they're moving to and then going on to the next question, how soon would you like to be there, ask them, where are you moving to? And when they give you a response, ask them, what takes you there? Step 4 in becoming better at scripts is we need to learn to mimic, mirror, and match the prospect. What I mean by that is we have to listen to their tone of voice. We have to speed up or slow down based on how fast the prospect is talking. That means when they respond and say, we're moving to Toledo, oh, Toledo, that's exciting. What takes you there? 93% of communication is body language and tonality. And that means only 7% are the words that we say or the questions that we ask. Step 5, we need to take these 5 points and practice them daily. If you think of NFL teams, they practice 50, 60 hours on the practice field for a 1-hour game. Our game is our presentations and our appointments, and we need to practice daily. Everything that we've learned, every single day, before we meet with our clients. When it comes to scripts, my biggest aha is that everybody has their own scripts. We're pre-programmed to have scripts, and we're talking and asking questions that are scripted. However, what we found is that most of our own scripts are no good. And so we have to learn the right scripts, the right questions to maintain control of the conversation. Thanks for watching KW Connect. Make it a great day.
Kelly Williams does a lot of videos. I like some of them. I like that one. I thought that was exactly right. Listen with good intentions. Control the conversation with questions. Some people will try to turn those tables on you, and and recently it's all been commission. And you can't even get in the door without them saying, "What's your commission? What's your commission? What's your commission? What do you charge? What do you charge?" And if you tell them, "I charge 2.5%," no, they won't even let you in the door. It's like, well, Bob over here says he's going to charge you for half. Great. It's like, what's Bob going to do for you? So it's a terrible thing to have to you have to be able to control the conversation, and they're asking all the questions. You're not in control of the conversation, so you have to ask those questions back to them. It's like, what are you hoping is going to happen when you sell your house? What do you think it's going to take to sell your house? Is it going to take marketing? Is it going to take professional photos? Is it going to take advertising? Is it going to take someone who knows how to present your house to the best, the best, most desirable part of your house, and focus that marketing towards the most likely purchaser of your home? Or is it some guy who's going to charge you $50 to put it on a mirror listing? What do you want? Do you want someone who knows what they're doing, or do you want someone who's going to charge you $50? So you have to be. You ask the questions. You have to regain control of the conversation. When they're asking the questions, you're not in control of the conversation. So it's 100% right, and I like what he had to say there. I was going to move on to talking about converting leases here, but we already talked about that. So leases are the low-hanging fruit of the real estate world. No one chases lease clients. Well, very few people chase them. And it's a great way to build a book of business. The average age of a first-time home buyer in Toronto is 35. So what are they doing up until then? They're renting, they're living at home. And so what are you going to do with those guys? You're going to, by the time they're 35, they already know 5,000 realtors. And I convert lease clients every year into sales, every year. I do 5 to 7 leases a year. I used to do more. I don't do as many now. But no one chases lease clients. Like someone called the office here with a lease, needing help with a lease. Can someone help me? They're trying to find an apartment. No one's getting back to me. 22,
Call me.
I know. We went to the duty agent on call here at the office, and that duty agent said, "I don't want it," and went to the next person on the list. "I don't want it." We do.
How come I never heard anything?
It's so rare, Angie, that we get these calls.
Because I know it was going to be set up. I
It-
never had any further information.
Well, there's a list at the front desk has it. So
Oh, so they don't send it out to
no,
everybody?
I don't think so. Yeah, it's a secret list. It's a secret list. You aren't really missing a lot of calls here. But it's a rare day that someone calls in saying, "I don't have an agent, I need help." When I say a rare day, it's like once a month. So anyway, 3 agents turned this guy down in the office.
That makes me sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And agent number 4 said, "Sure, it's $2,200 lease. I'll make $1,100. But when you're new, it's all the same forms. It's all the same process. It's all the same.
And it's a quicker close.
It's a quicker close. There's less on the line to be nervous about, and you get to do you're going to make all your mistakes in front of your lease client rather than a sale client. And that can be incredibly important because if you are, always going to talk about this. Paying for leads at the start of your career or when you're broke is not perhaps the right way to go. Once you get your real estate license, people will start to call you with lead generation schemes and plans. Sorry, from Real Estate Pipeline. Yeah, we'll sell you leads. Agent Locator, we'll sell you leads. We'll help you get leads. Blah blah blah. And they will. You'll get leads for money. They suck, and you will have a hard time converting them, especially because you're new. If you're new. It's easy to lose those leads, and it's like a one-shot deal. Like here's your lead, and you call them up, and you blow it. That's not your lead anymore. They're going to move on to the next guy. And internet leads are, without question, the lowest conversion possible. People who are screwing around the internet, they somehow end up on your website, and they want some information. They sign in. You might get an email or something, or might get a phone number. It might be correct. Because they want it, for whatever reason, they want to look up something, and you've got some information on your website, or they landed there for who knows why. If you contact that person, the odds of them getting back to you or not immediately asking you to unsubscribe are like 1 in 100. It's just like they didn't really contact you. They were just messing around the internet, and they ended up on your website. If they wanted to contact you, they'd email you or call you. That stuff is on your website. But filling in a form or one of those contact pages, not so much. So I'm not a big fan of this system at the start of your career because it is, you don't know what you don't know. And it's so easy to lose those leads. Like, I remember the first time I converted a sign call from a for sale sign in front of a property. Those are without question one of the hardest lead conversions you'll ever get. Is someone will call you from your listing. They'll be standing in front of the house, and they'll have called the number on your sign. Hi, how much? What? Hi, how much? What? Sorry, who's this? It's Dave. Dave, how you doing, Dave? Great, how much? Sorry, how can I help you today, Dave? The house is for sale. Oh, which house are we talking about? Just let me know. Oh, 123 Smith Street. Oh, 123 Smith Street. Yeah, it's a lovely home. What are you looking for? A 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom? Just tell me how much. So it's a 3-bedroom home? Is that what you're looking for? Yes, 3-bedroom. Okay, well, that's great, 3-bedroom home. I'm so pleased because this is actually a 4-bedroom home if you count the one in the basement. Would that work for you? Yeah, tell how much? Okay, great. Dave, I'm just getting the file out. Just give me a second here. So how long have you been looking? It's like, what, at the house? Like 10 minutes, tell me the price. Oh, you want to know how much it is? This house is for sale. No problem, absolutely. Yeah. Would you like to see it? Yes, I'm looking at it right now. Oh, you're standing in front of the house? Yes. Great. Would you like me to come show it? No, just tell me how much it is. Like, lovely, no problem. You know what? Why don't I email that to you? No, I want to know right now. So this is your cell phone you're calling me from? Yes. How about I'll text it to you. Is that okay? Okay. Great, no problem, Dave. You sure you wouldn't like to see it? I'm only 5 minutes away. Okay, you can show it to me. How much is it? They want to know when you have to trade information for information. Because if you just say, it's $5.99, thanks, click. What have you got? You got nothing. You got nothing. You should also never go meet a sign call at the house. Never. Because what you want to say is, how about we meet at the coffee store right at the corner for 5 minutes in advance. You can tell me what it is you're looking for, and then I'll go show you the home. Especially because the universe doesn't treat boys and girls the same. Don't go meet a guy in a house, ever, from a sign call. You don't know who they are. You don't know what they're up to. Bring someone along. Don't tell them you're bringing someone along. Bring someone along. But meet them somewhere public first. Meet them somewhere at a coffee store. Meet them at Starbucks. Meet them there. Chat. Talk about the house. Talk about how long they've been looking. The other question, of course, you want to ask before you even go there is what they're already working with an agent. And in that 5-minute conversation that you're going to have at the coffee store, you're A, protecting yourself, and B, most of those sign call guys hate real estate agents. They think all we do is open the door. So if all you go and do is open the door, They're just going to charge for the house, look at everything, and leave. You've made no connection. They're not going to use you unless for some reason that is the house for them. Then they'll begrudgingly maybe use you because they're looking for a deal. So they're hoping to, you're going to throw in your cooperating side of the commission. So it is, those are very hard conversations to have with people to yield results. And so for the same reason, those are harder conversations to have too. Those paid lead conversations are not easy. So I think I've already done this. I've shown you how to use Treb to convert your leads, and I talked about Kijiji and Craigslist. Okay. Lead! You got a lead. It feels like your head's going to explode, I swear to God. It's a great thing. When we get a lead, we drop everything when we're new. We drop everything, even when we're not new. It's been a while in between sales. Oh my God, the lead. It is all you do. It's all you think about. It's, oh God, I need to make this. Oh, $1.5 million. Oh, I've got so many bills to pay. Oh God. And all you do is think about the lead that you have, a new lead. And it is exciting, and it's great, and it's awesome. Someone who's actually talking to you about buying or selling their home is an awesome and exciting thing. But every day we go to work, and our job is the same. Our job is to add people into the funnel so that one day they will convert into a lead, a sale. And if we over-focus on the lead that we get, we forget to do our other job. And that is what CRM is for. So, you have to work your leads, and you should focus on the people who are most likely to buy and sell. But if you are not adding people into your funnel, you will not last in this business. This business will eat you up and spit you out. You can go 6-9 months without a sale. And that is not a fun way to run your life. So we talk about contacts. You get a contact, that's fantastic. Someone who's actually answered the phone, you actually have a conversation with them. It's the first step. What do you do then? You convert a contact into a MET. We call them an 8x8 campaign. My wife and daughter refuse to call them 8x8 campaigns. Dad, that's 64 touches. No, it's one a week for 8 weeks. That's a 1x8, Dad. We just call it an 8x8. That's not even a real vector. Thanks. Oh, thanks, you crazy people in my house. So an 8x8 campaign is a personal outreach, one contact from you every week for 8 weeks. The reason why we do that is so that when you send them something like an email, they don't immediately hit unsubscribe. Because even if you have a half-hour conversation at the door, you are only going to be top of mind for maybe 2 or 3 days. And then after that, we did have that conversation, right? Maybe they'll remember you, maybe they won't. And if you send them an email a week later, they might just go, what, who, what, done. People hate email. So you want to convert them using a personalized 8x8 campaign. And Keller Williams has some preset ones, lots of them. And then after the 8x8, you put them into what they refer to as a 33 touch program. That's 33 touches a year of different kinds. And this isn't 33 times when you call them and say, you ready to sell? Ready to buy? You sure? No, it's 33 times you're going to remind them that you were their real estate professional.
I just have to ask, what's met? I thought that means you met them in person. It doesn't.
Can't.
What is the met?
Met means someone you've met, someone you've got a connection with.
You've met, but not in person. You've verbally met.
Yeah, you might not have met them in person. If you've done a cold call and they've answered the phone and you've got information from them, that's a met.
Oh.
That's a met.
I thought you actually had to meet them.
Yeah. So, did I not make copies? So people have all kinds of different systems for what they're going to do with an 8x8 and a 33 touch campaign. I have one. I'm going to show it to you, and I'm going to show you some of the ones that are preloaded into Top Producer. Speaking of CRMs, there's a whole bunch. I mean, like when I say a whole bunch, I mean these are just the real estate ones. Contactually, Pipedrive, Salesforce. Salesforce is one of the hugest, but it's not even really specifically for real estate. You can make it work in real estate. Less annoying CRM. Yeah.
Some good reviews.
Yeah. Yeah. Zoho, that's free for the first, like for small people, small companies. Salesforce. You know,
Actually,
contactually
it's
people.
set up for Keller Williams.
Yeah.
33 touches of need by 8. You're able to load them up into your, or they'll load them up into your contactually database.
So an iExact, Top Producer. I use Top Producer. I've used Realtor Juggler. I have used Referral Maker. I've used Real Web Solutions. I don't think I've used Agent Office. We use that here in the office. So these are just some. Now, none of them are 100% home runs. You will find you will bang your head against it because it doesn't do what you were hoping it's going to do. Realty Juggler is like $100 US a year. It's probably the most full-featured for the price real estate specific CRM that I've used, but it is pretty bare bones. Contactually, some people like it a lot, and it's not too pricey. Some of them come with websites, some of them don't. I think I mentioned websites in the past because I don't think that unless you're going to spend a whole ton of cash on one, having a website is the same reason you'd have a business card, right? They're surprised you don't have one, but they don't really care that you do. And most people are searching the internet on realtor.ca, not on Joe Smith's website, but not everybody. Can you learn to type? I've noticed that my ability to type has diminished as Google's spell correction and guesswork has gotten better. Like I typed in Yop Producer this morning and it went straight to my website. It's like, yeah, Yop Producer. It knew exactly what I meant. Yeah, Top Producer. We know where you're going. It's like, oh yeah.
It's a little scary too.
Yeah. So I added 7 new people to my database this week. I thought I'd give it a go and try to add some new people, and look at that, I did. So this is like a dashboard. Most of these programs will have a dashboard system. You can connect your calendar to this, so it just tells you, the things that you're doing. I think I did most of my to-dos today. So these are letters I have to write. Let's see if I do next 7 days. Huh, that's interesting. I did it. So at any rate, I have, this is one of those dumb things there. So if you look at your contacts, you can apply closing plans to them. And a closing plan is kind of a useful thing. Or you can apply action plans to them. So I have a closing plan in place for, let's see, where do I have them here? Well, let's just talk about 33 Touch. I'll use 33 Touch plan. So here's my client. Here's the activities. So when I add them to the 33 Touch program, at the beginning of the year, I send out a letter. January 1st. Letter, it's like introducing the year letter. And this is something that I change. You change. It's not something that you would necessarily be the same every year, but it could be. This is I haven't actually done the, what do you call it, merge fields here on this letter. But you can have this all set up so it merges with the data. Dear blah, blah, blah. Every year I add more knowledge about the world of real estate to my business portfolio. In 2016, I took my broker's license. And finally, there's my little thing. And so, at the beginning of the year, I send this out. I would also send this letter out to people who I've just added to my database. Then there's all the other activities. So that when you come in the morning and you sign into your website, you sign into your little guide, and you go to your to-do page, it tells you. It's like, oh, what's coming up here? May newsletters passed. Summer client event teaser. So I do a summer party for my clients, and I send them an invitation and I send them an email in advance, and then there's the actual event. So there's 2 touches in the actual event. And so that's coming up at the end of May. I have to send this email. And you can, I don't actually, this program is set up to do emails. I don't use it. I use MailChimp. So there's no email templates here. But if you wanted to, you can just have all the email templates ready to go. And when they come along, you just action them. And out they go. Out they go. You just like, today, what's today's list? Oh, here are the emails. Oh, they're preloaded. They're bang, 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 bang. Out they go. But I don't use Top Producer's email for whatever reason. I use MailChimp because I like to make my life complicated. So 8x8s. Let me just talk about plans. Almost, so like Anthony was saying, contactually is loaded for KW. So is Top Producer. These are all pre-loaded Keller Williams plans. Keller Williams 12, the 12 direct. This is if you are farming an area. So these are, their 33 touch plan, their 8x8 plan, and different forms of 8x8. If you've knocked on the door of a for sale by owner, FSBO, you want to send them 8 things a week for 8 weeks. Here's eight touches for that. They're all preloaded. So all you do is you add someone's name into your, as a contact. And then after you put their name and an email and an address and all that stuff, you go down here and hang on, I have to add. I should wait till I get there. I'll pull up somebody. Hey, Rich. And when they are in your database, you just go to Activities and you add a plan. Select Action Plan. So I just met Rich at a for sale by owner. So I am going to add him to an 8x8 email chain for that. Bam! Now those 8 activities are going to be active on his plan. And when I sign in the morning, one day every week for the next 8 weeks, it's going to say, "Hey, email that FSBO dude."
So it doesn't automatically email them, it tells you.
You can. There are some systems that will automatically email. I think it's a really bad idea. Because, like for instance, when I was trying out eEdge when I first joined, it automatically emailed some people, and it automatically emailed them some very awful things. I was like, oh, I'll just add it to this plan, see what happens. Oh, that's what happens. Oh, no, yeah, no. Yeah, so no, you absolutely can set up so that they will automatically email. I don't like that. I like to know, oh, today I emailed these 25 people this thing. Okay, great. Let's go over to MailChimp. I add them to a little list. I add the thing that's going to email. I press send. It goes.
So Adam, do you tend to make up your own emails that you send out?
Yeah.
Because I find the ones that anonymize that, they're very generic. And
Yes.
very salesy.
Yes.
You'd never say that, and it's just send something. And so
We
I gotta rewrite everything like it. That's why, I don't know.
it is awful.
They're not.
It's awful that we're in sales. And the hard part is that we sometimes want to disguise that fact when we call people. And the hard part is when we get those really salesy emails, it's like you feel like you're yeah, that's not me. Really? That's not me. And so you're in sales. I know people who call people and have those conversations and fail to mention absolutely everything they're supposed to mention, like the fact that they're in sales.
They still, like some of them, I've read.
Oh, I know. I've read them too. And I have trouble with them too.
It's like the old school, like.
If you're calling someone you ask them 2 questions. The first question is, how are you? Second question is, how's the house? And they'll tell you.
So these are people that you've just met and you're trying to.
But if these are people you've just met, then you got to be a salesy guy. Remember that guy we met from Florida, come up from the Treasure Coast? An American guy came up to see us. He had a name tag on that lit up. It was a digital backlit name tag. I'll bet you any money he made a referral while he was here.
Oh, for sure.
He was just a big walking billboard. Hi, I'm salesy guy. Yeah, I'm in sales. That's what I do. I sell things. Hi, I'm sales. He was salesy guy. Does he make sales? You bet he does. You bet he does. He runs a big business down there.
Domino guy.
Yeah,
He was handing out dominoes
handing out dominoes.
with his contact info. That was his business card.
Well, because he just came up from Las Vegas with
That
a,
was smart though.
yeah.
You're not gonna forget it.
So working with buyers, we are much more likely, I know we talked about sellers, to work with a buyer than we are to work with a seller at the start of your career, or if your career stalled. Buyers are easier to pick up. I don't know, they just are. If they have real estate, I don't know, it's a different business. If they don't, then they're sort of cast loose upon the wind. You have to really, there's 48,000 realtors registered with the Toronto Real Estate Board right now. Most of them suck. But the thing is you don't have to be fantastic, right? You don't. That old expression of the two hikers in the jungle and they hear the tiger. And then one guy stops and takes off his jungle boots and puts on his running shoes. What are you doing? You can't outrun a tiger. I don't have to outrun the tiger. That's the way it is in sales. I just have to outrun you. That's all that you have to do. And so of the 48,000 realtors, you just have to be that much better than them. Where are you going to pick up buyers? When you're new, open houses, your sphere of influence. Now, if you get someone who goes to an open house and they sign in, the odds are they've been to someone else's open house already, and they've probably signed in there too. Normally, it takes about 2 weeks before they stop signing in, because at that point, they're getting so many emails. They're like, what did we do? Because these guys are getting emails. They got all these emails. Why did we do it? But at the start, make them sign in. We're going to talk about that in a second. But so putting my money where my mouth is, I did an open house for a guy who named Ramiro last October. And I said, I'm going to make people sign in. I made them sign in. And then I really had, anytime you're at an open house, you're trying to connect with 1 or 2 people. That's really what you're aiming for. And when they sign in, don't, for God's sake, come at them when they come into the house saying, sign this, because they will. They'll sign it Mickey Mouse. They'll sign it with fake info. They're gonna have their, oh my God, we're gonna protect ourselves from this crazy person. Oh, it says don't contact me if you're working with an agent. We're working with an agent. So the last thing, in my opinion, you should do is get them to sign in at the start of your open house. Get them to sign in later. Meet them at the door, greet them, say hi, tell them your name, tell them something about the house that you know that they couldn't find out in 5 minutes on the internet on their own. Just, hey, do you know the house was built in 1912? Yeah, it's crazy. It's got a rubble foundation. What's that mean? Well, I'll tell you if you're interested. Tell them something. Give them something. Let them walk through the house. Meet them. Talk to them. So how long have you been looking? Great question to ask, in my opinion, because it tells you what's up. If they've been looking for 6 months, the odds are they've got an agent. If they say, we just started, lock the door, don't let anyone else in, and then just, don't let them out. These two guys met, so I did this open house. It was slow. It was a weekend. These 2 guys came to the open house. I picked them both up. And they transacted with me last year. I think 3 transactions came out of that for $1.5 million altogether. And how did I get them? Both of them the same, in that they came to a house in a neighborhood that was, it was a 3-bedroom renovated detached home at a certain price point. They signed in, and then the next day I looked through MLS and I found 4 similar homes to what I thought they told me that they were looking for, that I thought might suit their needs, that were similar to the one they said. I went and saw those homes. And then a couple new ones that came up, and I went and saw them too. And at the end of the day, I sent them an email. And I said, hey, thanks so much for coming to 107 Symes Road where we met the other day. I remember when you said you were looking for, and so these homes came up on the market. And I went and looked at them. Here's a funny thing about this one. I took a picture of the chimney that had a huge patch job on the side. And it's like, this is trouble from the outside, I can tell you. You would really want to do a pre-list home inspection because they didn't do one inside this, getting ready for the market. If a chimney falls off or it falls in your neighbor's house, that's a big problem. This one isn't going to fall off right away, but it's one of those things you want to be careful of. I went through the house. I gave them my opinion. I sent them that. It took me about a half an hour. Both of those clients got back to me. You know what they were doing? They got the exact same houses from 4 other agents. 4 other agents thought, oh, I'll send them these houses. They're similar to the ones I saw them in. Great. Good plan. Did any of them go? Did any of them send them extra pictures? Did any of them give them their opinion of the homes and try to say, hey, I think this is a pass for you, just giving you an idea of what you were looking for? This one, not so much. But maybe you should consider this one. I know your time's precious, and so this is what I do. I preview homes and I'll tell you what I think is worth. I pick them both up. That's how that works. You just have to make yourself a little bit different, and leading with contribution is the best way to go. Previewing homes. Get out there and look at them. Even if you don't have clients, get out there and look at them. Ask questions. You learn stuff. Be prepared. Working with buyers. Boy Scouts are super right here. And there are secret tips that you really need to pay attention to when you are working with buyers. You've got a young couple looking for their first home. The odds are that the woman is pregnant about 1 time in 3. Anyone here ever been pregnant? Ever? Yeah, okay. So my wife would rip my arm off and eat it. That's just how it is. So if you don't have tasty snacks with you all the time, you are killing yourself there. So here's some secret tips to showing homes and working with buyers. Always have toilet paper in the car. Always. Because you will get to some house and they will have to go, and it'll be a show home, or they'll have cleaned it out and there will be no toilet paper. Make sure the water is running. Make sure the water is running. Oh my God. Winter showings and lockboxes are not a happy combination. And you will come to a house and find an ice block where the lockbox is, and it will be frozen shut. You need to be able to open that lockbox. I use a bottle of hot water. I will pour it on the lockbox until it opens up. I will then take that lockbox inside and dry it off. I will then show the house, and then I will put the key back in the lockbox, and it's the next guy's problem when they show up. Pregnant clients, bring snacks. Oh my God, bring snacks. Tasty snacks, an orange bottle of water. You will be a lifesaver. Kids, have an iPad. Have something that will distract them for an extra 5 minutes. Crazy glue. Crazy glue has saved my bacon more than once. A little toolkit, not so bad an idea either. Years ago, I did a showing at a house of Christine Simpson's in. I walk up to the house and they're like, "Great, well here we are," and I pull that door handle right off the door. It's like, boop. Okay, how about that? I've done showings where kids have knocked, crap off the top, like knocked the picture frame off, or knocked things like, oh, look at that, it broke. Emergency repairs. Tape measure. Tape measure is a key thing. Have one in your purse. Have one in your briefcase. Have a goddamn tape measure with you. People are going to go into a room and they're going to go, wow, I don't know if this is, will my boudoir fit in here? And it's like, I don't know, let's see. Especially if you're working condos, you need to know how big people's beds are. You need to know the standard sizes. You should know them. Pre-drive the route, and if you're showing condos, pre-locate the condo lock boxes. Condos can be a forest. They can be a zoo. If you've never worked with lock boxes, you want to go and practice, because they can be a jungle. And some of these guys who've been in the business for 40 years, they're using a lockbox that needs like an old combination. I'm just like, how does this work again? It's been a long time since I was in high school. It's like, what is this? 37 left, and those are almost always alphabet ones. But there's all kinds of different lockboxes out there, and you want to know where they are, because you get to a condo and you're going to spend 20 minutes looking for a lockbox. You've got an unhappy client. 1, 2. You've got other showings. Find them. Find them in advance. Pre-drive the route. Everyone's got GPS. You want it to go smoothly. Great, GPS works great until, oh, look, the road's closed. Oh, they're doing construction. Oh, look, there's a detour. Not so smooth now. You want to be confident the whole way along. And that's the key thing.
I showed my first condo this morning.
Oh.
And did exactly this. And went early, found the lockbox, made sure I knew what I was doing. The lockbox was in a room beside the concierge desk. Went in, tested it, made sure I could open it. Went to get out, the door locked. Those are classics. People will in downtown condos next to the Blue Jays Way area. A lot of those condos are secured stairwells, so they'll put the lockbox in the stairwell. But if you don't block the stairwell door with your bag,
You will be locked in, and until your clients figure it out, you either have to walk all the way down to the lobby. It's like, are you just stuck because you can't get back in? Ha ha ha. So these are working with buyer tips to look like you aren't an idiot. You really have to know, because condo bedrooms are so small. You really have to be able, so you walk into those empty rooms and you're like, yeah, sure, what kind of bed do you have? Oh, I have a California King. I don't have that up here. California Kings are really big. It's like, that's not gonna fit. They have a queen bed. Okay, let's think. So here's, okay, it's 80 inches. Okay, here we go. Yep. All right, so that's where the end of the bed is. Okay, so that gives you this much room to get out. All right, sure. You have to know. It's the kind of thing that people are looking for. Some of the numbers that you need to keep in your head. Okay, that's going to be tomorrow. Now, are we going to write down people's numbers, Anthony?
Sure.
Did I pass these out to everybody?
Yes.
Okay, let's before we do that, let's talk about this for a bit. Showing homes. These are some classic and useful tips. Some of them are incredibly important. If you don't read the showing instructions in advance, you can occasionally cause yourself trouble, like my first showing where I let the cat out. So I'm all nervous. I let the cat out. And I'm reading there's the number. It's like, okay, there's no alarm code. Phew! And then I open the door. Don't let cat out, cat out. Oh, crap. Yeah.
So, just a curiosity, do you always call a listing,
Mm-hmm.
see what's available, like?
They mean the listing. They mean the brokerage. They mean the listing brokerage. Yeah.
Yeah, well, when you're doing that, when you're booking, right, when you're booking to show it,
Yeah.
is that not what you're doing then?
Well, if you have, for instance, in this marketplace that we're in now, or if you've ever shown leases, you want to talk to the agent before going because they do not update.
I know.
They do not
That's
update.
what I'm finding, like,
And when the market was moving faster, even though it still said available, it was often sold already. So you wanted to call the listing agent directly. It's their listing. Yeah, it's okay. You're calling the brokerage to book the appointment. You're calling the listing agent to make sure it's worth it. 24 hours notice if possible. That's only for tenants. Check with your buyer to make sure they have earnest money. This is before you bother to showing homes. You want to have a pre-discussion with your buyer that they have their deposit money. You want to have that conversation with them really right away. Are you working with a realtor? Are you ready to buy? What's ready to buy mean? Means you have a deposit. Previewing homes and eliminate those that don't meet their criteria will help win their favor. People will work with you. Prepare and educate yourself about the homes and demographics to be sure of this. In Toronto, I don't know. I do get asked occasionally, and I'm always like bewildered. What kind of neighborhood is this? What does that mean? Are there a lot of Chinese people here? I don't really know. But thanks for letting me know that. I don't really want to work with you. You do get those weirdo questions, but not that often. Arrange to meet your buyer at your office or in front of the first home you'll be touring. We talked about that. Don't meet them in front of the office. Print out your detailed MLS information sheets for each your plan to visit. Yeah, one client, one broker. You give them the client. Place the MLS information sheets in the order you'll tour the properties. Always a good idea. When I'm showing buyers homes, and if I like to make a little package every time, to be honest. If I know they've got kids, I have the house, I have the school districts, I have the school ratings. I just got to be right there. So they've got the MLS district, and then they've got, this is the house in the Ridgeview School District. Yeah. Oh, it is. Which elementary does it get? Oh, you go to Martin Grove here? Oh, great. Oh, this is the Bloor West. Do we get Humberside and Runnymede? Yes. We're south of Annette. They want to know. You want to make sure they know because it adds value to that particular home. Sometimes people don't know what they're looking for, especially first-time buyers. And so you'll show them a whole bunch of homes, and the hard part for anybody is to be able to differentiate between needs and wants. Everybody wants a whole bunch of stuff, but they only need something in particular. And so those are questions sometimes they don't know the answers to until they go and look at some houses. It's like, I guess we don't really need the finished basement, People are buying the 5-bedroom home with no kids. They will tell you, oh, this is a deal breaker. This won't work. Oh, okay, why? That'll help you down the road. A home tour checklist. If I don't like to show anybody more than 6 homes in a day. If you start showing people more than that, they forget. They have forgotten already the first 4 homes that they have seen. They'll be confused about the next 2, and there'll be some feature that stuck out. It'll be, remember the one where the Virgin Mary creche was all lit up? That's what they'll remember. They won't remember anything that you need them to remember. It all becomes a jumble. Condos are really good at that because they're so similar. So I like to keep it between 6 and 8 maximum per day. You want them to have something after each showing to make notes so that they can go, yeah, that was the thing we liked. Oh yeah, that had the fireplace. Oh, yeah, that had the walkout in the basement. Yeah, we like that. Oh, that one had the moldy smell. That was the one with the +1 that was literally 2 inches wide. That was the +1. You want them to be able to remember, and that's a key thing. Touring the home. Yeah, people will come up with their own cute names for the house. Scary house, smelly cat house, moldy house. You will eventually, if you're not already, become a bit of a home inspector all by yourself. But until you are, don't make comments about stuff you aren't sure about. It's not a great idea. And people will say, "Can we do this?" And you're like, renovations are complicated, especially in old homes. Old homes in Toronto, they've been renovated 2 or 3 times since they were built. Some of them are 100 years old. You don't know. You can't see the beams. You don't know which way they're running. You don't know what's behind the walls. You don't really know. And so when people say, can we take out all these walls? Sure, but here's some issues that can come up. If that's a supporting wall, it means you'll have to replace that wall with a beam and a post. The post will have to go all the way down to the foundation. It'll have to come up and do the job that the wall was doing. Most of these homes were built with ancient timbers, old growth wood in Toronto. So things that 500-year-old pine and spruce is hard like iron. And if they tried to replace those boards today with regular wood that's grown now, the houses would collapse. So building code doesn't keep up with the materials that's changed with time. But you have to be very cautious when people ask you those questions. You're like, things can happen. You can make things, but let's buy a house that works now rather than one you have to renovate. That's a better answer. Careful with pets. Yeah, if you let a pet out like I did, oh my God, I had to call a friend. What do I do? The cat's out. I said, look around the kitchen. Is there a can opener? Yeah. Is it electric? You're fine. Open the door, run the can opener. Cat came in. It wasn't until I tell the story all the time. And because I'd spent like a half an hour outside after the show and going, cat, come on inside, cat. Like there's no chance that cat was coming in. Don't let cat out. So I ran the can opener, the cat came in, and I was telling the story like 6 months ago, and the guy said, how do you know it was the right cat? I never got a call, but it was like, I had like the creeping heebie-jeebies 6 years later, it's like, I never thought about that. All right, so working with buyers, CRM, gotta get it. You gotta put people into your CRM, Every small business can run out of a shoebox at its start, If you've got a lead, you've got someone who's, you're working with at the beginning, or your business is stalled, anyone can handle one person. Anyone can handle 10. It's not like you're going to forget, that guy's going to buy a house, it's going to pay me $25,000. It's not like it's the sort of thing you wake up in the morning and you aren't thinking about. But over time, this business will collapse around you until you treat it like a business. Treating it like a business means adding people into your funnel. It means having a system that takes care of that for you. It means getting rid of the shoebox and building an actual business. And so There are many ways of doing it. There are many CRM systems around, but primarily you have to be adding people. You can't overly focus on the leads you have if you're not slowly, continually doing lead gen and having a system to take care of the leads that you have. You will kill yourself. You will run scrabbling after leads. You will have paychecks in between paychecks with vast deserts of nothing in between. And you can stop all of that by simply doing 20 minutes of lead gen a day and then putting those leads into a CRM and then signing in the morning to the CRM and it says, call that guy, send that letter. Okay. I call that guy, send that letter. Because that's what it does. After a while, it just builds that daily to-do list. You sign in, never more than 5 or 10 things in a day. Because, it's not like you add 400 people at once. You add that guy, and then it's like, oh, yeah, send him that letter. Oh, yeah, send him that follow-up. Oh, yeah, it's a week later. I send him that email. Oh, now I put him under the 33 touch. And so my 33 touches are, I don't think there's 33. I send a birthday card, an anniversary card if they're a past client, birthday card if they're a past client, if I know their birthday otherwise. I do 4 holiday cards. I do Canada Day, Halloween, a seasonal greeting, and Family Day in February. I do a monthly electronic newsletter, and then I do a quarterly personal newsletter. I invite people to the spring home show, and I send them an invitation, then I send them free tickets, and then I do the same thing at the fall home show, and I have 2 client events, a Boxing Day party and a summer party. That's what I do.
So the monthly newsletter, is that put out by top producer? Or do you
Nope. You can. There's clear communications. There's systems. You can just do it yourself. I just use the marketplace results. I'll just put out neighborhood sales.
kind of put it out yourself?
I do. I'm cheap. Yeah. But you can absolutely. Whatever you want to do. Like that. The monthly one is just what's up recently, what's happening. Here's the news. Here's year over year. Here's price changes.
Exact has a monthly newsletter, but it's very generic. Sometimes it's the buyer, sometimes it's the seller. So if you're sending it to buyers and it's a seller newsletter, it's not going to work. So
Yeah. So you can overly tailor stuff. Absolutely. I've got lease clients. I don't send them everything. Lease clients. I don't. It's expensive to maintain a lease client if you're sending them too many letters. But that's up to you. Like you can tailor your 33 touch and your 8x8 and your reach out and your newsletters to whomever you want because you can tag everybody in this is a seller, this is a buyer, this is a lease guy who's going to buy, this is a guy who wants to buy and sell. Like literally every contact you add, you create a category for. Most of them already have them labeled, pre-set up, so that you know what you're going to send them.
So are these mixed emails that you send or are they mixed?
Mix. It's a mix. I don't send any emails in my 8x8. Well, I think I send one at the end. Yeah, because, as soon as someone hits unsubscribe, they're dead to you, right? You can't communicate with them anymore, at least not by email. And if you talk to a guy on the door or you've had an open house conversation with them, then the next part is, putting them on that 8x8 program. And if you jump to email too quickly, you've lost some of that personal touch. And at the same time, there's an ability for them to say, yeah, unsubscribe.
So that would be post. I can send them.
Yeah, the first thing I do is a personal note. I write them a little personal note saying, hey, thanks so much for talking to me today, at 123 Smith Street. I really appreciated taking the time to talk about your real estate search. Thanks so much, Adam. Done. I don't even put a business card in. Personal note. Little card, little stamp. No one ever fails to open that mail, right? Who wouldn't open that? They all open that. Oh, look at that. Then I follow up with another letter, personal letter, about real estate activity in their neighborhood. So the last thing I do is I send them an email, and that email's got an embedded video about how to use Collaborate, so that they can search for stuff that they want, what's going on in their neighborhood. But along the way, it's emails, phone calls, pop-bys. I have a contact at the Brick in their commercial division. So if someone needs to buy a new appliance, it's a little bit cheaper than on the floor to use their commercial division. And Keller Williams agents can contact that person and set up an account.
Really?
Absolutely. And so I lead with that, and then I send them, thinking about refinancing their mortgage, or, you need a new line of credit. just let you know that I'm well connected with the different kinds of lenders who can help you with your situation. Those are the things I do in my 8x8, and it's all personal letters, phone calls, and pop-bys. Once I am done, I'm hoping that my magical, personal, connection and warmth will have allowed them to then, not unsubscribe me in the email front. Yeah. Because people hate email. You give them too many, they're done. You're done. I mean, I've got all kinds of worthy causes in my life, and they send me too many emails. It's like, oh God, I hate that. Yeah. Okay. Now let's make our list. Who and how many added to their database or contacts this week? I did 7. 15? Head of the class, you're my new favorite. 10? 1 into the database, but how many contacts did you make?
I made 20.
20 contacts.
100 phone calls.
100 phone calls.
I only got to speak to 20.
Well, 20 is not bad out of 100.
Messages on the rest.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's not bad. Way to go, Angie. 100 phone calls is amazing. That's amazing. It's more phone calls than I made this month.
That's on a mission, but I got one contact.
No, you got one.
What do you figure? Thursday, Friday.
I mean, the long weekend's brutal. Long weekends are brutal.
You do it Saturday,
No,
Sunday.
no,
2 days.
Friday mostly, and then a bit.
Well,
Really good. That's really good.
so any contact, like no one's waiting behind their door, right, for you to show up and sell their house. So you have to nurture the contact so that one day it will either send you a referral or buy or sell with you. And that can, it's much more likely for them to send you a referral than buy or sell. So that's why we need to have a system in place to take care of that. And when you have a system and it starts to work, you are much more likely to feed it. It's if because as you put stuff in and money comes out, you kind of want to keep putting stuff in. It's like that's how that works. If and so you build that system and you add people into the funnel, and slowly they convert into sales. So that's really good. Did you add anybody? 0. At least
I missed the last one.
That's all right.
So,
So yeah, we had a contest, and look who won.
I lost.
Yeah, winner. But at least you came, and that was important. Tomorrow, open houses. Any questions about anything I talked about tonight?
Would it be at all possible for you to send us the blurb you put on Kijiji to attract renters?
Yeah.
So we can work
Did
off
you
of
get
that?
to that? Didn't you give us that?
I don't know if I did or not.
Wasn't that on the last handout?
It was in the handout.
It was on the handout.
Was it?
Yeah, I think I printed it out.
That age.
Yeah. Now I can tell you that so on the Craigslist for sale, when I called up the person for sale, I had to change the ad, and I didn't actually here's how it works. Even if you get permission to advertise and you get it in writing from the listing agent, you put up your ad, and your ad is like, this is me, Adam Charlesworth, contact me if you want to see this cool house. The cool house is great, it's cool, here's my number. Hit enter 5 or 6 times, and then down here you say, this house is for sale by, Remax West Realty, call this number. That covers all of your bases. No one can say shit to you, and it's there, but no one's bothering to scroll down to the bottom of the Craigslist message, which legally covers every single complaint you could possibly have. 8x8 and 33 touch. Does anybody want more information on that? No. Okay. It is the magic that makes money. It really does. The hard part comes in that, yes, all the prefab programs, they're so plain Jane and so salesy, you think I could never do that. We're in sales.
But I think what I'd have to do is go through every single letter that I would say and modify.
I have never used a template in my life on an email program.
So you've just always written your own.
I've always written
That's
my
what I
own.
mean. I think that's what I have to do.
But I normally look at them. I look at them so that I know that this is not just an email about me being funny. I want to have it, it has to be about what it needs to be about. It has to ask for business. If you don't ask for business, it's a waste of your time. If it doesn't remind people you're in real estate, go work for Hallmark, buy cards. Don't be in real estate. You need to, that's what you have to do. Every single letter has to perform its purpose. The purpose is to communicate that you are their real estate professional, adding value to their lives. That's how that's supposed to work. The good part is they're reading your letter, right? They've answered your call. That's the most important thing that's happened. These are people who, when they see your number on the cell phone, they pick it up. Great. That's a fantastic first step. But if you have that phone call conversation with them and it's not about real estate, you have accomplished nothing. Okay.
One more question, sorry.
No, more questions.
Door knocking later this week.
Mm-hmm.
My door knocking plan completely fell apart because I was planning on promoting a local fun fair at a school where I'm going to be running a booth.
Yeah.
They suckered me into the booth and then told me 2 weeks later that I can't flyer for it because they don't want me promoting my job and their fun fair at the same time.
Which fun fair?
Churchill Public School and Cameron Public School.
Huh.
The MH effort. But no, I'm stuck running the booth. Anywho, so I want to go with something. Would you say mock up a little market thing about the area?
I have a Hey Neighbor letter. Is it a neighborhood where you work and live?
Live the duh. My parents live there still. I tell them I live there.
Yeah. Then that's a good question, a good thing to have. I always have something to leave behind, and I always have a letter of something or another to talk about. But it would have to be more generic. You can know what the sales are in the neighborhood, but you should not divulge those in your letter.
Not like direct sales, but just market info. I just want something to have.
Contact me.
Yeah.
You can absolutely, markets up, markets down, new mortgage changes, new rules, inform them something about, as of April 20th, backdated to this date, here are the changes, affecting the market. You could come up with a short 1, 2, 3. Not everyone knows what's up there. Do you know that you can't jack the rent on your tenants now, or foreign buyers tax? What does it really mean? Does everyone know what the foreign buyers tax means? No. You can find out real fast. The hardest part are the mixed foreign buyers and domestic buyers. That's where it really hurts people, because the one person who's on title who's a foreign buyer has to pay the entire 15% tax on the entire purchase price. So if mom and dad are in Botswana and daughter and husband are here, and they need mom and dad to sign on it, mom and dad have to pay the foreign buyer's tax, even if they're only owning 1% of the property. They pay the whole thing. You can come up with some information. Lead with value. That's what I like to do. So you could mention that. You get deals with paint. You can help them with appliances. You have a list of real estate service professionals at your command that can help them renovate or decorate their home or do lawn and health care, whatever. Whatever. You just put something down, offer them something, lead with value and experience. And it's always handy. They get all the information they want on real estate, on the internet in 6 seconds anyway.
Sure.
If you're trying to form a personal relationship, it's hard to do with a letter on a door knock, but it's a start. I don't know. My response is pretty bad on those.
Yeah.
But it's good to do it.
I know in these neighborhoods there's a lot of people flyering, but not a lot of people door knocking.
Because door knocking is hard.
Yeah.
Flyering is easy. You can pay someone to drop off flyers. Door knocking means you have to go door knock. No one else does it for you. Door knock and flyer at the same time. Always leave something. I used to leave a magnet. And I would leave it I would leave my letter with the magnet on their mailbox. And it was a big, good fridge magnet with kitchen measurements on it. And yeah, it was great. I printed up 1,000 of them on a sale. I still have 600.
But they have to have a magnetic mailbox.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. But I put it in the mailbox because they have mostly, and they might not have a magnetic fridge because more and more people don't have magnetic fridges anymore either.
Good effort.
you communicate with, what's her name, Catherine, darn, I've got her, I'll send you the contact info. At the Brick, and you say, I'm a Keller Williams agent. I understand that you can help my clients with, with appliance purchases. They're helping clients do a new build out in Meaford, and they're working with her here, and she's going to ship the appliances to the Brick in Meaford. And it's, and they have a bigger catalog and they have a better price. So it's not just the
So
stuff.
they would just pick from the catalog, like from the.
They will help them on the floor, but they have access to, more options.
And do you know what kind of discount it is, like what kind of rates?
I want to say it's like 15%.
It's something like that. It's a little bit less. I mean, the Brick prices are already relatively cheap. Yeah, they're not. It's not, but it's a little bit less. Yeah, it's a little bit less.
We're spending a couple grand too.
And so and then another client bought a condo, and there was and the seller had sold all the appliances before. Yeah, they'd sold all the appliances in the condo. So I've had 2 people use her this year, like in the last 3 months.
Well, we made an offer on a condo, and the only thing I could see was really a snag for them was it didn't include, it was an older condo, it didn't include the appliances because it was an estate sale, and they had bought in the appliances to stage, like they weren't really owned.
Huh.
So this is sort of unexpected.
Yeah.
And the price was a bit higher anyway, and I knew that this was a stumbling block.
Mm-hmm.
If I'd known about this, it would have been helpful, I think.
Yeah.
To be able to sort of push them over and say, okay, that's, got this deal.
You can, you can get deals with painters, you can get deals with movers, you can get deals with people. It's good to have a stable of people that you can recommend.
Well, I have other stuff, but not refunds.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I would appreciate that.
Okay. So I've got to remember what I'm sending people now.
Brick,
Yeah.
your renter, Craigslist.
Sure. Okay. Any other questions? I know we went long today.